good day. It's a good day, people. I got something to show you. Picked up a '07 Chevy Express 1500. Gonna start a like a van camper van life build, and I can't wait. If you've watched my past videos, I've talked about it a couple times that like this is the goal. This is what I want to do. There's only so much I can do with the Suburban before I'm like tearing the thing apart, and that is my daily driver still, so I don't really want to get too deep into it. But this is like a blank canvas. I can do whatever I want to it, build whatever I want, tear it apart. The check engine light is on. I haven't looked into why yet. Crank windows. It's an 07 and a half, so it's got the newer gauge cluster style, newer steering wheel, and like light switch and stuff. It's got the double din radio, which is gonna get taken out and put in like a tablet style. Gotta work on the AC, that doesn't work yet. Seat's pretty clean. I'm gonna do the bed sideways. I laid down in there multiple times, multiple different ways, and I know I can fit laying sideways. It's close, but it'll be comfortable. The bed's gonna go from those two white pillars up to here, across, which will be like a 54 or 56 inch bed, which is fine because my roof tent is 48 inches wide, and me and my girlfriend sleep in there perfectly fine. So a little bit extra room will be nice. I'll do storage under the bed. I'll do like shelves right here, and then from there, wherever the bed ends, to maybe here, I'm gonna do the countertop with a sink and everything, water tank underneath. The battery's probably gonna go right there under the bed, and then right here in this section will be another set of shelves. I'm gonna get a cooler, one of the refrigerated ones, so I don't have to deal with ice and ice melting and having to drain out the water, all that. That'll probably go right here, and I'll build like a center console over it. It's gonna get 6 recessed lights, LED, everything's gonna be 12 volt. I'm gonna do some plugs on either side. I'm not sure which side my head's gonna go on yet, but I'll do like spots for phone chargers and stuff like that, cigarette outlet, I'll switch panel, and then I think probably here, probably there actually, I'll do a like a camper style window that slides up, has a screen in the bottom so I can get some cross ventilation. I'll do another one over there above the bed so that, you know, we can have a nice view besides just the rear windows. Say I pull up to a river on this side of the vehicle, I'd like to be able to look out. I'm gonna do a pretty much full length roof rack with solar panels above. Everything, all the wiring's gonna get run down through all these channels. It'll be nice and tucked away. Got lots of plans for it. Rims, tires, nothing too crazy, but something a little bit more rugged because it's only 2-wheel drive. I'm gonna do I'm gonna pull all this up. I'll redo this, all this probably with carpet, just something cheap from Home Depot or something. And then this is all gonna get pulled up. It's got like some insulation underneath it that's not wet, but it's, I don't know, it's just kind of musty. I want to get rid of that. And I'll do, I'll get some strapping, probably like 1/2 inch or 5/8, and go across. And then I'll take foam insulation board and put it in between each piece of strapping. And then I'll run my flooring planks this way. And it should have enough in between the insulation and the floor, because nothing's going to be, these floors have ridges all the way across, so nothing will be perfectly sealed. So it should have enough ventilation to not have to worry about moisture underneath. The sides are going to be like a particle board or something along those lines, or 1/4-inch plywood, because I want as much room width-wise as I can. And then maybe some shelves up top. I don't want to do those big cabinets that a lot of people do, because I feel like it really tightens the space in here and makes it feel smaller than it is, which it already is pretty small, but I want it just to be light colored, lots of natural light coming through. I just want it to feel bigger than it is. So it's going to be a fun project. It's probably never going to be done. It'll just be an ongoing project that'll get better and better as I go. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited, because this will bring a lot of content for, like I said, for a year if I wanted to. I'm gonna see if I can get that dirty old floor out of there and get it down to bare metal. We'll see. I also gotta take this thing off. It is the noisiest thing in the world. That's gotta go. So we're gonna be trying to, well, this might be a short video. I'm gonna wrap these up, get these out of here. Why I got the 27-foot straps, I have no idea. I think they were long enough. I did not expect this just to come right up in one piece. So now we get a nice solid space to work. Get rid of that in the dumpster. And then at some point I'll wash this all right out. It's coming along. Looks so clean in here now. Now to get this one up. I don't know if it'll be as easy, but we'll see. Ugh. Nope. Alright, that one's gonna stay for now, because that one is under the seats. Got all the big gaps sealed up. Not big gaps, but more like stuff that would get drafts. With that one too. And up there. So I got this foam board I think I'll cut out to fit in here and up there. And if it works out good, I'll probably do the sidewalls with it too. It was like $10 for 6 sheets. So let's see if we can't cut these up and fit them in there. I'm gonna slide that first piece of foam right down in there, but I gotta trim it around the wheel well. So I kind of scribed it out here. Well, if that isn't a perfect fit, I don't know what is. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. So I'm gonna take what I cut off, put it on top, trace it, cut it out. I like it. Got another piece of the foam board up. I got it propped up with a 2x4 because I put some spray foam behind there to hold it. I'm hoping once the spray foam hardens it'll kind of keep it there, but we'll see. Might cut another one for right here and then do 2 more right there. I had some extra pieces of this foam board, so I cut it out. These 2x will catch the plywood that's going to go across here for the bottom of the storage area, but it's looking really nice. I might run either just cut more strips of foam out for that, or I'll run a 2x down. I'm not sure. And then I'm going to try to fill in these corners a little bit. It is about 90 degrees out, so I'm not really facing the camera towards me because I'm sweating like a dog. Today I've been working on the electrical. Get everything wired up. Someone's mad. You got these little 3M adhesive clips that just hold the wires. Those worked really well. Just got a spool of wire off Amazon. My battery's gonna go here, and then there'll be a countertop here, the water pump, the USB ports there. I got wires for the lights, the fans, everything. So the battery will be here, but right about somewhere in here I'll have a switch panel that all these wires are going to go to that'll be powered, and everything will run off that. So it's coming along good. Alright, I got the floor plan all laid out, and I got all the measurements I need to do the bottom part of the cabinet. I'm going to frame that out and then do some uprights and do the top. The bottom's all screwed in. And then I put in these two uprights. That'll be the side of my shelves. The counter will come off. I haven't determined the height yet. Probably that body line. The counter will come off those. Come out, around. And there'll be a wall all the way up too. I kept going. So this will be a wall. Back wall, sink somewhere. Batteries going down there. This will be a wall. I think the switch panel is going to go right here. I have lever nuts. I'll show you guys how I do this, and then I'm hoping to get the ceiling on too. Just got to trim that one upright so I can slide it up over. But we'll see what happens. All right, we're going to start at the back here. I have where the lights are going marked out. So these are called lever nuts. Put the wire in, clamp it down. So I'll have the main power coming in, and then I'll have two wires coming out going to each light. So it's just like using a wire nut, except they don't untwist over time. Just gonna trim the ends off these. There's one. And two. So I got power and ground. Power. Ground. Alright. Now there's my two leads for each light. I don't know if you can see that. So now I got off the main power wire, get my two leads going to each light. I'm going to do that 2 more times. Also, these ones are triples. I also got some 2-wire ones to run on the ends of these to go to each light. Oh, that's so much better. I got a little, it's actually a dirt bike stand. Use it as a seat. The van is like just too short to stand and just too tall to sit on the floor. So once the ceiling's up, then it'll be a lot easier to maneuver around this thing. So for this set, it's right in the middle of the wire that I have to splice. So actually the vent's going up here, so I'm just going to cut this right in the middle. Boom. Pull these apart a bit. Pull these apart a bit. Did the same thing as back there. Just ran into the middle of the main feed line. Got power going continue. Then I have power coming out and ground coming out. 2 wires will come from this light here in, and then 2 wires are going to come out over to this light. Pretty simple. Just gotta think about what you're doing while you do it. So now we got this one cut to run to the next wire, to the next light, rather. Just trimming off the ends. Well, my GoPro keeps shutting off because it's too hot, so bear with me. Alright, the wiring for all 6 lights is complete. So now I just have to trim this stud back, and I should be able to put the ceiling up as long as I can manage to do it myself. So we'll see. So I got my poles clamped up. These will extend up and then tighten once I have the ceiling in. That'll hold up the back end, and I should be able to hold up the front with myself. Alright, the ceiling is officially in. All the white lights are wired up. We got the hole cut out for the ceiling vent. Just don't have it in yet. Just gotta paint around those. The hole saw blade kind of pulled the laminate off as I was drilling through, but it's not the end of the world. And I just got these 1x3 trim boards. I'm gonna run right down the edge of the van to cover that edge. And then this side ended up kind of flopping down a little bit. This stuff's been sitting in my basement for like 3 years. So I'm gonna just run another trim board down that. It'll tighten everything all up and make it even. And then I'll probably run one across the back and across the front over there. Well, today was super productive. Got the whole ceiling up. Got the lights in. That trim I was talking about. Just run it down the sides. I think it came out really nice. And then I also have a trim piece up here, because I'm gonna have to do another 8 feet was only to like here, so it's a 4x8 sheet for the ceiling. So I cut it at 7 because there's a cross member there, and then I'll have to. I made this so I can tuck another piece under there, and then run it up to that cross member, so this will all be covered too. Getting ready to put the plywood on the bed. Not this piece. That's just extra stuff I had, but got it all measured out, so I'm gonna get the plywood out and get to cutting. So since the van isn't perfectly square, this end is 71.5 inches. This line's wrong. I went by this one because I had to move the whole thing out so I could get a flare on that end. And this side's 72.5 instead of 71.5. And I have these notches to go around part of like a pinch weld that's inside the back of the van on each end. So, time to cut. Got one half of the bed covered. I ended up having to cut it in half again because I couldn't fit the entire piece in at one time. I'm trying to pivot it, it was just hitting both sides of the van, so I just buzzed it in half and threw it in. So on to That piece. That piece is a little easier. That's just a rectangle. I don't have to flare out either side, so front should go a little faster. Well, it's literally so hot my GoPro can't record for more than 20 minutes, but or not even 5 minutes. But the bed's in. I really like it. Probably gonna do like a 6-inch mattress or so. 4 to 6. There's not the most headroom in the world, but it's almost like a loft, like bunk bed type of thing, because I wanted excess amounts of storage. Today we got going on the sidewalls, the wood paneling. Picked this white pallet wall style. Trying to keep everything light so it makes it feel bigger than it is. So now we're doing this side. It's not coming out too bad. Removed all the factory wiring, goes up and around and down each side, and then down there for the taillights. So I unplugged everything. I'm gonna run it underneath. I just gotta extend a couple of the wires for the taillights. I'll either screw it up here or like run it right along here over to here. So that'll all be hidden. I think it looks a lot better. Second side's in. It's starting to look like a bedroom, I'd say. Next I'm gonna work on getting these sides done and getting the front doors on this. But I'm loving it. Alright, we got underneath all cleaned out. I'm gonna work on getting these sides done. I gotta put a post here to catch the end of the plywood. And then same thing here. And then we'll do 2 pieces of plywood there, just like this said. Hoping to have this all wrapped up today. $22. Alright, we got that post in. Now I might have to make a little shim to lift this up because the plywood, this one's going to be on a hinge, so I need it up here, not down in that crevice. So I might have to make a little shim just to hold it up while I get the hinges on and everything. We'll go 25 3/4 just so we have a little wiggle room. So we're gonna go 25 3/4 by 17 1/2. Let's see if it fits. Like a glove. Got some 3.5 inch hinges. Definitely thought the black would be a nice touch. Just gonna measure those out, get them even, and screw them down. What do you think of that? So now, all the space behind there is still usable, but looks nice and clean. I got some push button latches that'll go through here, and then it'll clip to this. So it'll be a nice push button and it'll keep it nice and tight. I think that's pretty sweet though. So I have these push buttons. I gotta find the center of that. And then I have to find out how far down this is. Because the lip that it catches on is going to mount under here. So I got to find out how far down that is from the top of this, so I know where to drill my hole through. not the easiest thing, but I think we'll figure it out. I already got that center marked. It's 12 7/8. So I just have to measure down, see where this goes. Well, that was quite a pain trying to get that hole lined up perfectly, but super happy with the finished product. So now I got this whole, I gotta do that side, but got this whole storage area, and then need to get behind here. I got all the way up in there, you know, maybe put some stuff right there. I like it. We're getting ready to do the subfloor and the vinyl floor, because I gotta trim these out obviously, but I want the floor up to the right height instead of trying to slide under the trim. So we're gonna do this floor first. Shouldn't be too bad. Should do a little piece here and a strip right there. Alright, the subfloor is down. It's a little, not perfect, but this van is the most unsquare or plumb thing I've ever had to work with. But yeah, so now I don't know if I'm gonna lay the vinyl down yet, but I'm definitely gonna pull some pieces out and see how it locks together and everything. Put this brick backsplash up, so I'll have a nice thick, like pine or something, countertop with the sink going there. I'll have the big battery underneath, all the power running to there, and I'll put a divider there so the power stuff and the water is completely separate. And just got those up. I also, before I could put this up, I wired in my USB port for my phone charger, which is pretty cool. It's coming along really well. I have the lights all wired. I tested those on that battery. Those all came on. I don't know about you guys, but I do love me some hardwood floor. Today we are working on getting the sink installed. I have the countertop out and I'm tracing out the hole for it, so hopefully we can get that in. And I was working on this, obviously my switch panel, all my wires come in behind it. I put these two magnets there, so I can pop off my electrical panel whenever need be, and the whole panel comes right off. It's actually tucked down behind that threshold, so it's really solid on there, which is really nice. I'm gonna put like two little knobs on it so you can just grab it, pull it off. But onto the sink. The hole I gotta cut out is 11 by 11, which I already have measured out. Boom. I always try to draw everything out on the back side, so this side will be facing down, just for like little pencil marks and stuff. You don't have to worry about having them on the top side where your finish is. Alright, we got the template marked out for the sink, so now I'm going to drill 4 holes in each corner so I can get my jigsaw in and connect the dots. I have to measure and see where the faucet comes down, and I'm gonna have to drill a hole for that too. I figured out a better idea how to figure out where the faucet goes. Put the sink in, mark the hole instead of trying to measure. Alright, sink is gonna go there. Just added this support in, had to loosen this up so I can get it out of the way while I slide the countertop in, put this support in, so now we got plenty of places to screw the countertop down to. There it is. Finished countertop. Sink's in there solid, not going anywhere. Need some better lighting in here for filming, but you guys get the point. Now I'm just going to trim out all the edges around that, and then thick trim board going up. The kitchen area would be done. I gotta trim out this and those doors as well, but for the most part, kitchen's done. Now that that's all done, time to clean this up. Let me get all the grounds attached to here and get all these zip tie ends cut off. And this is my main power that'll go to the battery, to the switch panel. And I just gotta get a piece of ground to run as well. Got going on trying to figure out how to trim this out yesterday. Gonna put this piece in that arch, then try to figure out something for these sides and that front. Made a template for this, just got to transfer it to plywood. Took a note from ADK Overland out of New York. He just recently posted a video doing his countertop, or his counter walls, the arch. And I never used a cardboard template for that. I just kept trimming until it fit in there good. But yeah, had some old cardboard laying around, so I figured why not give it a shot. And these things are way too much of a pain to try and freehand, so throw it on some plywood, trace it out, and good to go. Alright. I haven't even really been filming because it's been put a board up, take it down. Put a board up, take it down. Trim something, frame, like draw something out, make a template, trace it out, cut it out. So this is a pain, but for my skill level, I'm happy with it. That's where we are. I'm gonna cut some of these boards, they're just like thin wood, and put it up into here, cover all that white up. But this will all get like wood putty, cleaned up, and then stained or painted, whatever I end up doing. So you probably won't even see the screws. I think it looks pretty good though. For having it comes up and then like this, and then it also goes up and then like that, and then this side's different. Every angle on this van is different, but pretty happy with how it came out. So like I said, I'm going to cover that up, and then I'm going to put that piece in that I've showed you earlier, and the only things I have left to do is cut boards out for this or this, and it'll be trimmed out. I do have to get some like cord around or something to go in there, and then I'm just going to kind of cover all that. Maybe I might do like a shelf right there, I'm not sure. But once that's done, these two boards back here and that, the only trim left to do, it's not even trim, it's just put that ceiling panel in up there once I get my solar up top and run the wires in. Then I can put the ceiling up and put the vent in, but that's really not too much trim. What else? Just slide it down in, wire it, and I think I have to trim the faceplate that it comes with that goes up against the ceiling. It's like 4 inches thick, so I'll probably have to cut it down to whatever thickness my roof is, and then screw that in. I either want to do like a cherry wood, like a dark cherry, urethane it, or paint. I'm kind of leaning away from the paint at this point. I think I want to leave it wood, but I don't want it dark because I don't want it to feel small, but at the same time I don't want to see every imperfection because I'm not a master carpenter, so I don't want to see all the little things that I did wrong, which a dark stain would really help cover it up. But I think it'll come to me. I'll see something, I'll see a picture or a magazine or something that'll spark it and be like, yep, that's what I want to go with, you know? So, almost done with the woodworking stuff. It'll be wiring, getting the battery in, finishing the plumbing for the sink, stuff like that. And then it'll be on to the exterior, rockers, descaling the frame, bumpers, front and rear, a little bit of everything. Today, we are finishing the doors. These are the last 2 doors that I gotta build on this thing, and I've been putting it off for way too long. I don't know why. It doesn't take very long to do. Get a little bit of a dilemma. So I'm putting this door on, right? And to keep it symmetrical, all my other ones, the hinges have been on the outside of the doors. But that door is 2 feet wide. If I put the hinges on this side, it'll open up and be out to about here. And I can't like stand outside the van, reach in and grab anything. So I think I gotta put the hinges in the middle on this one so it opens this way, so I can reach in from the side, grab whatever, and then I'll just put them on this side for this one as well, because there's probably not enough room for all of them, but I think it'll be fine. So I have these trim boards running along the top and the bottom of that. I'm going to do the same, and then I have them stopped off early because this is where my shelf will start. It'll go up into that little pocket. So now I have full access while standing outside the van. If I had done it hinges on this side, I really think it would have been awkward trying to get in there. So picture this. Shelf will be here all the way up to the top. Well, I ended up taking this trim piece off that I had in there and went with like the original style that I've been doing. It just didn't fit. Having that one random board just wasn't clean. But got my magnet locks in. Again, there'll be a board coming up here with little shelves. But just throwing on 2 more latches and that door, and this whole thing will be done. All the doors are in. We gotta trim that, and a little bit up there. Back side of that, and this. And I'm pretty much done with woodwork besides just putting that vent in with the plastic trim that goes around that, running my solar in, and putting my last piece of ceiling up. I think it came out amazing. I think I gotta just urethane it. Stick with the natural wood. I just love the look of this pine. Alright, I've been working like crazy on this, but I wasn't able to film it because everything was under that counter and you wouldn't have been able to see anything except my belly. But the water system, so sink, drain, into this drain, which will run out the side of the van with some sort of spout, so when I get to like campgrounds or whatever, I can just put a bucket down and drain. It's just gonna be water and, you know, rinsing plates and stuff like that, so nothing crazy. I have the 4 gallon per minute water pump mounted, wired. That feeds this. Well, first here's the pickup line. Goes into this 7 gallon tank. I used a rubber flexible line, so I'm able to take it out and then take this out. If I used a hard line, it would have been very difficult to get this tank out of there. So the pickup line runs into this side of the pump and then out at this side into this 1/2 inch line, which then I have into this T that goes up to the hot and cold. Obviously it's just going to be one temperature, but it's a mixing valve, so I wanted everything having water pressure. I just got to tidy up the wires, drill the hole for the drain, and get some sort of cover for the outside. And I put in this insulation back here. I think it just gives the back of the wall a lot cleaner look than just the van, and it'll give a little bit of insulation as well. So once I get the drain hooked up and fill that with water, I can hook my battery up and test it. Most of the interior done. I have lights, I have plumbing, I have the electrical done. I need to put in my roof vent, which I have. But today we're really just focusing on the plumbing side of things. Hopefully you guys can watch this video and learn a couple things, or maybe answer a few questions that you had in the back of your mind when you're going to do the plumbing in your van. We're gonna get right into it, and I hope it helps. Alright, first off, we're going to start at my switch panel. Right here is the switch that says water pressure. I have wires run from that to a water pump I have mounted under here. It's a 4 gallon per minute. Right there. That actually turns on and shuts off when you switch the faucet on, which is a really nice feature, so you don't have to worry about pressure being pushed all the time or leaving it on by accident. We'll get into that in a minute. But all it is a 12 volt system. So power to the switch panel, which goes from the switch panel to the pump. The pump, this is the intake side, sucks water from this 7 gallon tank that I got on Amazon. I just have a flexible 1/2 inch rubber line going to a hard line and then tying into the pump. Then the outlet side of the pump here goes around to this T, so I have water pressure going to both sides of the mixing valve. It's obviously not, I don't have hot or cold water, it's just whatever temperature this is running at. I then drilled a hole in the side of the van so my water can drain out into this. So I ordered one of these little camper doors for electrical or water. Now I can pull my hose out, let it aim right in there. I will get some insulation around that hose so it's not such a big hole, but it's a great system so far. Everything you see here between the sink, the faucet, the hoses, the drain, the tank, wiring, switch panel, it's all from either Amazon or Home Depot. There was a couple specific things that I couldn't find at Home Depot that I'd order on Amazon or vice versa, but pretty much this entire van is built from Amazon and Home Depot parts. It's not the highest of quality, but like the sink I think is a beautiful sink. That was off Amazon with a black faucet. Actually they were separate, but it was like a deal. This drain hose I got at Home Depot. It's just a flexible universal drain hose. Some of the fittings I got at Home Depot. The pump I got on Amazon, and the tank I got on Amazon. Now let me run you through how it works. So first, flick the switch on for the pump. You heard it turn on for just a second, and then it shut back off. That was just it pushing the water up to the valve. And the valve being closed makes the pump shut off because it feels the pressure. There's a pressure switch in there, so when it feels the pressure, it shuts the pump down. But when you turn it on and you relieve the pressure, the pump kicks right on. And really good water pressure, really good drain system. I have no leaks or anything. We got running water in the van. Today, we're putting in the roof vent. I think I'm gonna I have this squared up right in the center of the van where it needs to be. So I'm gonna take a marker and trace that hole out onto the roof. I'll drill 4 holes and go up top, trace it out, cut the hole. I've been kind of waiting on this because I figured no sense in cutting a 14-inch hole in my roof until it's really time to get it done. I have all the wiring in there, everything's ready to go. So once I do this, I can finish up the ceiling and start working on other things. Wish me luck. Now we'll go up top with my straight edge and the Sharpie, and I'll connect those 4 dots. I got my Sawzall charged up, cut it out, and get my, I have lap sealant, which comes out almost like a liquid, covers the whole surface of the seam, and then when it hardens you have this really nice flat flush seal. And I also have some like rubber weather stripping that I'll put underneath, and then I also have to make it flat because the top of the van has a little bit of curve to it in 2 spots. So I'll probably do like 2 layers to make it all even. Screw the vent down, lap seal it, come inside, and then do the interior trim ring. So now I'm just gonna measure over and see how square this thing is. Judging by these 2, it looks like it's over a tiny bit, but it looks square, which is what I'm looking for more or less. 1 5/8, 1 5/8. It's like 1.5 inches, so it's off 1/8 of an inch. I'll probably have enough play where I can cheat the vent over just a touch if I have to. Doesn't seem like it's going to be the end of the world. Only I'll know, and however many other people watch this video. Alright, see what we can do. we're gonna do the seal, put the vent in, screw it down, and then lap seal it, cover everything up. Kind of covering up the inside seam a little bit. You know what I'm gonna do? There's some burrs right here. Just gonna stick a piece on the inside, cover all that right up. You can do that on every corner. Metal burrs and electrical don't mix. Just enough to seal like the raw cut all the way around, so I don't have anything rubbing up against any fresh cut steel, you know? This stuff is crazy sticky. My GoPro died somewhere along those lines, but I got the vent all screwed in. I put the rubber seal gasket all the way around the edge of the hole and also up inside, and I flattened it all out so there's no exposed metal, and slid this down in nice and tight, screwed it down, and then did another layer of this rubber sealant just to fill in any gaps on the outside. And now we're gonna use the lap sealant to go around and seal everything up closed. Oh yeah, there we go. Now I'm just gonna follow right along the seam and let it drip down naturally, however it wants to lay, because it is pretty liquid. It's not like a normal sealant. I don't know if you guys can see how it's kind of just pouring. There's a stink bug in my lap sealant. You ever had that problem? I can't see water getting in there once that lap sealant's dry. Here's a little closer look. So it pours on like a liquid and just seals everything right up. Now all that's left to do is throw this trim ring in, 4 little screws, and try it out. The only thing I didn't really show is whatever when the camera died up top, but also this trim ring, it slides up inside the fan. There's a little ring for it to go into, and this trim ring's about 4 inches thick, actually almost 6 inches thick, and it's meant for RVs, which have a lot thicker ceiling, a lot of insulation. So all I had to do was trim this till it was about 1.5 inches tall, and it has enough to slide up in but doesn't bottom out on the ceiling. So that worked out really well to get this nice clean finish. What's nice about this is it has all the power. It has the controls right on here, which I'll probably be able to reach from bed, but it also has a remote that I can control everything with, and then it also has a manual option, which is nice in case something happens or you don't have any power, the remote dies, something happens, you can still open the vent, get some airflow. And it also has a rain detector, so if it starts raining and it's open, and say you're away from the RV, or van in my case, it'll automatically shut. So, pretty nice little fan. Comes with a screen that I'll put on now. Nice and tight fit. Let's get the battery hooked up and see if it works. Alright guys, so we got our battery hooked up. Gonna come over here. I have a switch labeled fan. That's gonna put power to it. All we're gonna do is hit the power button on. I get some lights going on here. Out, air, in. Let's open it. So that opens it all the way, and now air out. Super quiet. I can feel it pulling air already. And it has a whole bunch of speeds. So there you go. Beautiful fan install. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this video was informative. I hope you learned, maybe how you're gonna do it. I had a lot of anxiety coming into it, cutting a 14-inch hole in the roof of my van while I just did a lot of hours of woodwork. I didn't really want to ruin it, but it came to the point where I just needed to get it done. So I bit the bullet, cut the hole, sealed it off really nice, and now we have a beautiful roof vent. I appreciate you guys for watching the videos, the likes, comments. The subscribers are going crazy right now. We're up to, I think, 760, which is just blowing my mind. It's been just about 6 months, 7 months that I've been posting like every week, every day with the shorts. I'm really trying, and 760 subscribers in less than 7 months is just really something special. So thank you guys for watching and keeping the channel going. Every time someone comments or likes or subscribes, it just pushes me to want to keep making content and keep pushing this channel and maybe making something of it someday. So thank you guys. Have a good weekend, and I'll talk to you next time.